So welcome back to my channel. This is Dom, and postman's just been and delivered to me some of the really excellent Cromarty Forge 3D printed ancient figures by way of Plastic Soldier Company. It does say here excellent minis, and they certainly seem that way. So I thought I'd have a quick look, show you what they look like, and maybe how they compare to certain epic range of figures. So let's take a look. So yeah, I purchased a few of these Cromarty figures, mainly because as you know, if you follow the channel, I am working my way through some of the epic Punic War figures, Hannibal figures that Warlord's kindly sent me. But the range is a little bit limited for now. Now I'm sure they will widen it out, and I thought I want to be able to do a few more, and also have a little bit different poses, because you're very limited with those sort of very linear formations that the epic figures come in. So I saw the Cromartys, they were doing a sale a couple of weeks back, and I thought, why not? Let's see what they're like. So I've purchased quite a few things, but I'll show you the Spanish first of all, because I think they're the ones that interest me the most. So they come, this is how they came to me. It's still sort of basically how they came off the 3D printer, I'm guessing. So they've still got the supports to take off. The shields are separate, but I think you can see, hopefully you can see, the quality of these figures is extremely good. I do like this guy at the back here with his I can't think what they're called now, but the Spanish sword, Scutari. Yeah, really nice indeed. So these are noble Spanish. You can see they've got, hopefully you can see they've got that sort of square of armour that they have on the middle of their chest and the middle of their back. And I think this was called Spanish Nobles Attacking, I think this was called. So you've got some with spears, you've got a load with the swords, and you've got shields for all of them. So that's them, and they do look nice, I have to say. Quite impressed with those. These are unarmoured Spanish, I think these were called, something to that effect. Again, you've got a nice variety, some with swords, there's a guy with a bugle, some spearmen as well there to mix in together, all separate shields as you can see. Yeah, very nice indeed. Obviously this time, because they're not the nobles, they don't have the armour plate, so they just have a shield and a helmet by way of protection. So that's them. And they also sent me some of the light infantry. So I think this must have been part of the unit that I bought. Yeah, really nice little figures. Very impressed with them. Also, I've got some cavalry. So these are Spanish noble cavalry. And at the moment, the cavalry options on the sprue with Epic is very limited, so again, it would seem like a good option to try out something different. And you can see, hopefully you can see, these are really nice. They've got the circular armour plate on their backs and also on their fronts. And they're really nice poses. To see how easy they are to pop off these sprues. And then they've got the round shields. So I'm going to pop a couple off, and then we'll have a look at how they compare with the epic range. Right, so I popped off one of the cavalry figures. Very straightforward, actually. I just used my clippers to pop them off. There's a little bit of connection point there. Also one on the shoe that I need to get my craft knife on just to tidy up. But you know, I think he's a nice looking figure actually, really nice indeed. So let's grab a sprue of what's this? This is Carthaginian for size. You can see the Cromartys are a little bit bigger. Well, actually quite a bit bigger, if I'm honest. So they're gonna match as cavalry, that's for sure. Now, 3 foot away, if you're not bothered, I'm not bothered, so I will use them in the same battles. But some people, I think that will be a deal breaker. It's a bit of a shame because I was hoping I could mix them in with some of these just to sort of maximise the size, but clearly they are a lot bigger. Let's have a look at. So these are the Spanish infantry. Here's our man that we chopped off. He appears to be a bit closer in scale. I mean, he's crouching, so whereas they're standing upright, but I think that's a little bit, and he's a bit chunkier. Let's try from the back, see if that makes any difference. No. No, he's definitely bigger. Not by a huge amount, but definitely bigger. So, I would say it's not going to bother me in the slightest because I'm going to paint them up anyway and use them in my war bands. But for those who are really concerned about scale, these are not going to necessarily fit perfectly with your epic figures. But they are lovely nonetheless, and I'm going to work my way through. So I've bought these noble Spanish infantry. I bought regular Spanish infantry. I bought a couple of units of Gallic infantry, and I've got some Roman cavalry, these Spanish heavy cavalry, and some Spanish light cavalry. So to paint up a few, and I'll show you what they look like completed. Right, so there they go. They're painted up and finished, and I think they come out quite nicely. Actually, I'm quite pleased with the look of these things. I've massed them up on the same sort of bases that you get with the epic figures, so they can be interchangeable. Effectively, that unit I bought will give me enough for a large unit of, in the epic rules, Hail Caesar rules. I actually really like the detail on these things. They are really nice. They've got just enough detail to make them interesting, and you can pick up a little bit. Look at the little disc protectors these guys have on their chests and their backs. Really nice indeed. These are the command groups you get, which of course you're missing in most of the epic ranges. These command bases you don't get, which is a bit of a shame. So what have I done with them? Well, you can see I've just kept it really simple, really. Painted with a sort of off-white colour on the base, on the tunics. Skin tone is just a standard Vallejo skin tone. I think dark tan. I think it was. I picked out the belts, and they've got a sort of bandolier type thing coming down their chests, down the backs and the fronts. So did that just with a leather brown or dark brown of some sort. Picked out the scabbards on the swords, and just used a sort of bronzy colour for the helmets. Shields I free-handed. Yeah, they're not very good, but they'll pass muster from a distance. But I quite like it. They've also had a light wash over the whole models. Just using non-oil, and then I picked out, if again reading up on the Spanish in the Punic Wars, or indeed in the wars against the Carthaginians and the Romans themselves, they tended to wear most of the tribes wear sort of a whitish linen tunic, and then they have a colour strip down the bottom and around the sleeves. Not sure whether they correspond to a particular tribe or whatever, but I've done all these with a blue stripe, which I think works. Gives it just that little bit of colour along with the bronze for the helmet. So yeah, quite pleased with how these came out, and based them up, as I say, just on the normal epic type bases. Actually, I need to tidy some of these up a bit, but forgive that. Just used the Vallejo mud. It's the sandy one, because I wanted that sort of to combine with the effect I'm doing with the other epic figures, and just embedded a few tufts just to sort of break up the bases. So I really quite like them. So let's, now they're painted and based, let's see again how they compare with the epic figures. So there you go. You can see them side by side with the epic Libyan spearmen that I've already painted, and some of the slingers that I've also recently painted. And you know, there's no getting away from it. They are bigger. But you know what? I'm not going to have a problem with playing them alongside my epic range. I think they'll be fine. They'll be absolutely fine. In fact, they probably marry up quite well with cavalry. Yeah, they do. But you know, if you're not precious about the scales, to some degree, I mean, 3-foot rule applies. These guys are going to be, you're not going to see them from until they're 3 foot away, so you're not going to be, I'm not going to be too concerned. In fact, if I just marry them like that, yeah, see, it's also accentuated by the fact they're in that much looser formation instead of these guys all shoulder to shoulder, which is how the Spanish are on the epic sprues. They're really not the same scale at all, but it's up to you. You pay your money, you take your choice. These Cromarty figures are really nice. I've really enjoyed painting them. Simple, but enough detail just to make you keep you interested and keep that authentic look. So I'll take a few pictures, show you what they look like on the turntable. And I thank you for watching. Much appreciated, as I say, all the views as usual. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good sort of YouTubey stuff. I look forward to showing you some more videos as I'm working my way through the Epic Hail Caesar boxes, and also other ranges that might be usable to sort of use side by side with them. So anyway, hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe, and happy gaming, and I'll see you again soon. This is Dom, signing out.